Hello, my name is Andreas Wiggen and I'm a senior software engineer here at Blueye. Today we'll go through how to use the Mission Planner. The Mission Planner is a new module that allows you to compose a list of instructions that later can be executed automatically on the ROVs. Many of these instructions can actually be executed on all our ROVs. That means if you have a Pioneer, an X1 or a Pro, you will now get new functionalities such as go to seabed, go to the surface, or go to a specific depth. In addition to that, you can also control the camera, so you can stop recordings, take a photo, or take photos with a time-lapse function. If you have a positioning system or a DVL connected to your X3 for instance, you can also use the instructions go to waypoint, go to home, or go to a certain altitude. But let's start with a simple mission, so I will now show you how to create a go to depth mission. Okay, first we'll open the Blueye app. So what's new in this app is that you can actually go to settings and then under navigation you can now access the mission planner without entering the dive first. So now we can see that the map, it's in full screen, and we can also start making the mission even though we are not connected to the drone yet. So let's start off by heading over to the mission tab. And I'll just clear this mission so we have a clean sheet. So we start by clicking the Add Instruction button. Here you see a list of all the available instructions. We can go to a certain depth. Let's say 3 meters, and we want it to be from the surface. Then I'll add a wait instruction. So let's wait for 10 seconds. We can go to the seabed and let's do back to the surface. That's it. That's all you have to do to create your mission, and this will now be saved on the device, so when you go out it will be popping up when you enter this menu inside the dive tab. Alright, so let's power on the drone and put it in the water. Okay, so now the drone's in the water and we can just hit start diving. And then we see the video of the drone in the water. So I'll just enable station keeping and auto depth to make sure it doesn't move while I go into this menu. So click on the menu in the top right, go to navigation, and then we can go over to the mission tab. And here you see the mission that we just created before starting the dive. So just hit start. Are you ready to start the mission with 4 instructions? Start. And now you can see that it's running and we can pause it here, but let's see what it's doing. So now, no hands, it's going by itself automatically down to 3 meters depth. You can see the depth here in the lower left corner. Now it's at 3.1 meters. It's going to wait for 10 seconds. And then the next instruction is to go to the seabed. In the lower left, you can also see the estimated time to complete the mission. Now it arrived at the bottom and it returns to the surface as the last instruction. Here you can see the number of instructions. 3 of 4 are completed and it's 7 meters to the surface, 6. And now it's about 16 seconds left. The lower left one is showing the mission status. So now you see it's running and it's a green one. If you want to pause it, you could either just click the auto depth button, which is here or on the arrows, and then it will just pause the mission. Okay, so let's add some camera controls. Go back to the mission tab. We can take one photo. So we can take one photo after waiting for 10 seconds. We can also start recording. Let's do that right away. And we can also stop recording. And let's do a time lapse as well. So I will do an interval with time. Take a picture every 5 seconds. And here we can also select different, if it's on distance or if you want to start or stop taking photos. But now it's just going to be every 5 seconds take a picture. And we want that to start after the 10 seconds wait. And good practice, remember to stop taking photos as well. If you don't, it will just stop when the mission is complete. Cool. Let's see what it does. Now you see the green light. It's already running. You can pause it here. And if I go out, you see it's paused, but it's still recording. To start it again, you go into the navigation tab and then you can either click play here or you can also click resume here. And it will continue at the step you left it. So now it's going to go to 3 meters depth. Depth set point is reached. It's waiting for 10 seconds. Now you can also see the camera time-lapse icon appearing. So every 5 seconds we will get a new image captured or a photo taken. And you can see the number of photos taken here. So let's picture you just want to take lots of pictures of the seabed in an area. Then you can just put on this time lapse and you will get like a number of pictures at a fixed interval. And if you have a positioning system, then these pictures will be laid out throughout the map. And as I said earlier, if I just click the auto depth button, the mission is aborted. And it's back in station keeping and auto depth. So to start it again, we just go to navigation and then play. And it will resume the mission, which is return to surface. That's it, mission complete. Very simple mission here. And this is something you can do on Pioneer, Pro, X1, X3, all the vehicles basically. So now let's have a look at the more exciting instructions. If you have a positioning system or a DVL connected to the drone, you can now go to waypoint, go to home, or go to altitude if you have a DVL or an echo sounder. But before we create a go to waypoint mission, I just want to show you how you can create a point of interest. So let's say you have a known object that you want to capture the location of. So we start off by heading over to a known starting point. So in this case it's the corner of the waterfront here, because then I know this exact position on the map and I can also see it underwater. I also know that the heading of this corner is 204 degrees. So you see it's a little bit different than the compass heading here, but that's due to the magnetic disturbance of the steel structures, etc. So to make it more accurate, we just punch 204. So by heading over to screen, to the menu and then navigation screen, you can then go to settings and then select the point of interest start and enter the heading 204. If you go in the map now, you could see the start pin is here. And when I hit reset position, the drone jumps into the correct place with the correct heading. It was now drifting off a little bit, so let's double check that the position got right. So if I now reset position, it will be aligned perfectly with the map here. And you can also see that it's very close to the corner. Okay, so now we can start driving. And now we'll also have a position as we move around. So when you get to the object, you can just go to the menu, navigation, and then simply hit the add point of interest button. And here you can add mooring. Block. That's it. So let's head back to the starting point. And of course, if you have the coordinates on beforehand, you can just click add point, and then you can also enter the coordinates manually. We also support UTM format that you can change in the settings. Cool. So now that we have a good starting point, we can create a mission which is containing these waypoints. So let's go to the mission tab, select all, and then just delete it. So then we have a clean mission. If you then go to the point of interest tab, we can select the points we want to include in the mission. So now I'll just do the car, which is straight out here, and then the mooring block. You can also see these 2 points on the map, mooring block and car. So those 2 are selected, and I just hit add to mission. And now it's added as waypoint instructions. And then we can add the go to home at the end. And let's take a picture of the car. And we can also do take pictures time-lapse with the based on distance. So every 5 meters we want a new picture. And then I can also rearrange the order of the instructions by dragging on the bars on the right here. Then we go to home at the end. Yeah, so that looks about right. We can also control the camera just to make sure we are tilting down. Nice. So let's double check the starting point. There we have the correct heading. It's about right. So then I can just hit start mission. It should now go to the car and then to the mooring block before returning to home. Let's see how it goes. Oh, it was tilting the camera upwards. I will just tilt it back down manually. This is pretty cool actually, because most of the normal functions you can still manipulate during an autopilot mission. So you can actually see that the control modes here at the lower right, they are independent. So now it's the autopilot for the go to waypoint, which is active, but we can still change the depth while doing this. There you see the car. Now it's going to go back to the mooring block. At the lower right here you can see the course to target, how far is it to the target, what's the set point for the depth. In the lower left you see the mission is running. It's about 30 seconds left of the mission. The total distance of the mission, how many instructions are completed versus the total number of instructions, and also the number of photos taken. So now we can see the rock appearing here in the video, and it should be about 3 or 2, 1 meters. Yeah, There it is, and it's gonna return to home. Returning to home, home is defined as the most recent reset point. So in this case, it would be the corner where we started. And also worth knowing is that the default circle of acceptance is 2 meters. So it might be that the point is 2 meters ahead of you, but it's roughly where we started this. And you can also always check, because now if I drive back to the starting point, you can also see where the drone think it is by looking, and you see there's a small drift, maybe 1 or 2 meters from where we started. So the longer run you do, the worse the drift will be. But the relative position error is not that bad. So this means that if you want to run a certain pattern, for instance, and cover an area with a multi-beam sonar, you can do that very effectively with driving in auto mode. All right, so that's it. The mission is completed, and we can now just go out and basically sync log files. And then we transfer the media files. And you can now see that the time-lapse function has taken a lot of photos. Keep originals. And then just head back and then go to dives. Click the save icon and then export as KMZ file. And I'll just save it here directly in my downloads folder. And now I can open this on my computer. And then you just transfer the file to your computer. And you can just open the KMZ file directly in Google Earth. Here you can see the track that the drone traveled, and also all the images that was taken with the time-lapse function. So you see the distance is quite evenly distributed, and we can also click on the images to see the picture. So in the lower left corner here, straight west from us, that's where the mooring block is. And then all the way up at the end here, you can see the picture of the car. So this is a good tool to just show you like an overview of certain objects in an area, for instance. That's it. All right, before wrapping up, I just want to leave you with some disclaimers. When you've gotten comfortable with these basic missions, it's also possible to load a pre-generated files with waypoints. But I'll cover that in another video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this session, and see you guys in the next video.